Good morning, YouTube. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Twitter. Good morning, Instagram. Hi, I'm Mother Pat, the CEO of My Opportunity to Help Everyone resource. That's where the name Mother came into play. I just wanted to share. I think I'm going to do this every early Tuesday morning so you can look forward to it. It's time. I've had things that I wanted to share, and there's no day like the present. So here we go. I'm going to start talking a little about myself so you would kind of understand me and tell people about me. Follow me. I'd love to have you join us every week, okay? And depending on how many of you join, I will do this more than once a week on a lot of different subjects. But right now, I'm going to start with something close to my heart, which is mental health, okay? Um, are you plagued with unhealthy thoughts? I know I was. Um, from as far back as I can remember, there were things in my mind that people close to me said, "Oh, you're fine. Just don't even worry about it." But I knew in my heart of hearts that something wasn't quite right. There was something wrong. Um, So I took it upon myself in my mid 20s to go and seek out counseling, which is kind of taboo um, a lot of times in the African American community. We don't like to talk about that. There's something wrong with the way someone thinks. But if you hold on to a thought pattern, that thought pattern grows. And as it grows, it makes it harder to get out of it. But I'm thankful to God that He provided. Later, I found some tools that were able to help me. And with that being said, part of what I do and part of what I want to do is to help you as well. Okay? So please join me. Tell your friends, come on over. It won't hurt at all. I promise. I promise. I promise. Okay? Now, where do I start? I guess I'll start at the beginning, huh? I'm the oldest daughter of my parents, and I felt like I grew up in the middle of two worlds. I was pulled two different ways. My mom became a Christian when I was an infant because of some things that had happened in her life, and she said, "I got to change my life," and I'm thankful and grateful for that. But I also grew up in a household with an alcoholic father, and he left here, wow, 24 years ago now because of my life of drinking. He has from cirrhosis of the liver. Basically, he drank himself to death. Love you, Dad. I'm so glad that I'll get to see you again in glory. You too, Mom. Mom left us 3 years ago. But with all that being said, I felt like I was always pulled back and forth. It was pretty dysfunctional at home. I loved my parents. They did the best they knew how to do. Um, but there were a lot of things as a child that I needed that I didn't receive. So because of that, I developed a lot of fears. Oh, fear of the unknown, fear of not being good enough, a fear that I wasn't loved, the fear that I'd never be able to accomplish. Fear ruled my life. Um, it really did. Fear ruled my life. Um, I even had a fear as a child. God gifted me in some areas, but because I didn't understand it, and back then it wasn't taught to understand, I heard God. I heard God as a really young child, but it scared me. So because of the fear uh, that was inside of me, I was even afraid of God that I loved. I loved Him. He talked to me through all the turmoil of my childhood and my young life. He talked to me, but I was still afraid. I was still afraid. So, with that being said, I went on, I matured, still dealing with fear, still dealing with fear. It is a strong spirit. It's a strong spirit. But you know what I'm glad of? There is no name stronger than the love of Jesus. There is no name. So no matter what yours is, no matter um, what your limp is, like Jacob, Jacob said, "I'm not gonna let go till you bless me." And I wasn't gonna let go because I knew that God had better for me than I was experiencing. Even through all the years, I knew that God had better for me and God wanted better for me. So I was not going to let go. I was going to find it. I was going to find someone who could help me, who had the tools I needed. Um, and I'm going to say this right here. Um, because the church didn't know either. Um, they thought that you could shout over everything. There are some things that you really need to talk with somebody about. There are some